Hello, this is the BBC News.
Tonight's top stories. An Indian man has become the world's oldest father again. Nanu Ramjoji, aged 97, has beaten his previous record when his wife, aged 25, gave birth to his 32nd child on Saturday.
Rolling Stones guitarist Ronnie Wood has come under criticism after his newest partner was revealed to be just 17 years old. The news emerged after the pair were refused entry to a club in Soho because of her age. Wood has not commented on the matter.
The world's oldest professional competitive knitter has died, aged 87. Ethel Brown was found dead in her home on Sunday from an apparent heroin overdose, just weeks away from the World Finals in Shetland. We go now to our special report on growing old and what it means for you.
It's a fact of life, everybody gets older.
Yes, we're all heading for the grave, and some are closer than others. But not everybody wants to look hideous when they die. Today, more and more older women are resorting to cosmetic surgery in the hope of recapturing their youth.
Prejudice against older people, known as ageism, is a growing concern for many. Whether it's at work or in everyday life, more and more people are being discriminated against for growing old. Women over the age of 55 are most at risk, and this has led to an increasing trend for cosmetic surgery among the elderly.
In a recent survey, we found that people over the age of 50 accounted for 31% of cosmetic procedures. Within this group, 91% of patients were women. Liposuction and Botox were the choice favourites of the 5.4 million women who underwent cosmetic procedures in 2007 alone.
But what should we make of these figures? Most people think that it's part of our social upbringing to devalue older people, and especially women, because of the way they are portrayed by the media.
As we age, skin loses its plumpness and wrinkles appear deeper. It's all about bounce.
New Garnier Ultralift Pro X, enriched with patented proxylane derived from beechwood extract.
For me, it's the best anti-wrinkle cream.
It plumps up the skin and wrinkles appear pushed up like this.
Plumper skin, wrinkles appear reduced.
New Garnier Ultralift Pro X.
Take care.
Garnier.
Advertising firms have come under fire recently for bombarding us with unrealistic images of female beauty, which is simply impossible for older women to attain.
Though it is illegal in the workplace to discriminate against people based on age, many older women appear to believe that they will lose their job if they do not look like a supermodel.
But is that really the case? We now go to our youth correspondent, Paul Foley, who has been finding out what genuine old ladies think about the ageism row.
Joan Duddridge is 76 years young. In the last 25 years she has been trapped in her home through fear of being mugged and stabbed by the ageist youths that run this country. For her, ageism is a real and personal threat.
I think it's a disgrace at how the older woman is treated today. Just because you've got a few lines on your face doesn't mean to say that you're gaga and stupid. It doesn't apply to the men. You take David Dimbleby. He's 71 and he's still presenting. I watched him on Question Time the other night. It's okay for men to have lines. Don't tell me that we have equality for women in the workplace, because we don't.
Harsh words from an old lady.
Of course, ageism in the media is a real concern for many, even here at the BBC. The BBC News has recently come under criticism for its perceived no old ladies policy, whilst older male newsreaders have remained in employment.
The story began in 2007 when 57-year-old newsreader Moira Stuart was axed from her BBC slot and stirred up allegations of age discrimination, though the BBC stated it was simply because newsreaders in general were a dying breed.
Many people, including Labour MP Harriet Harman, were not convinced, especially when Selina Scott was dropped by 5 in 2008 because she was too old.
Then, in 2009, 66-year-old entertainer Arlene Phillips was removed from her position as judge of Strictly Come Dancing, though her male colleague remained despite being only 3 years younger than her.
The big question is, why is it happening to the older women, but not the older men? We now go to Richard Bailey from Age Concern England. Richard, what can you tell us about the plight of female newsreaders?
Thank you, Victoria. Well, the numbers say it all. Over 2,000 people claim to be the victims of ageism. And the lack of older women newsreaders doesn't help. The news, of course, is one of our primary sources of information, and we assume newsreaders to be knowledgeable. If there aren't old ladies reading the news, we may assume that they are unknowledgeable and perhaps stupid.
So what, in your view, is the reason we aren't seeing any older women?
People don't want to watch old ladies. It's as simple as that. Because we don't want to watch them, the news corporations remove them, so we've got no chance to become accustomed to them. Because of our lack of exposure to them, we find them unappealing. It's a vicious cycle.
But surely the same applies to both men and women.
Unfortunately, no. People view older men differently to older women. It's as if we view older men like this, but older women like this.
Thank you, Richard. Over the last few minutes, we've received a number of emails from people watching the report. I've got one here from Mr. D. Gray, who lives in Somerset. He says, "It's a big fuss over nothing. The BBC don't hate old women, they just know that nobody wants to watch them read the news. It's a business like any other, and these women need to be doing their job right if they want to stick around."
I've got another one here from a Mr. B. Button in Kent, who says, "It's ridiculous to say that we can't have any older female newsreaders just because people don't want to watch them. I know that I wouldn't care who was reading it as long as they gave me the facts. The news is becoming just another television show which is valuing its viewing figures over its integrity."
Thank you to everybody who wrote in, and remember to keep your emails coming. We always want to hear your opinion on our stories.
So what can be said about this? Are the news corporations really ageist, or are they just reflecting the stereotypes of the general public?
And in the grand scheme of things, is it really that important? All we can say is that the old saying is true: life begins at 40. Unless you're an older woman reading the news, in which case it ends.
Good night.
The young ones, darling, we're the young ones, and the young ones shouldn't be afraid to live low while the flame is strong, 'cause we may not be the young ones very long.
Starting today, you can instantly transform your skin so that it's tighter, smoother, much smoother. Now discover our newest breakthrough in skincare, Skin Genesis Serum Concentrate from L'Oreal. This crystal clear serum is the most concentrated treatment with proxylin and hyaluronic. Skin Genesis works layer by layer to strengthen your skin to actually resist the signs of aging. You'll see tighter, much smoother skin. You won't believe it until you try it. Skin Genesis Serum Concentrate, only by L'Oreal.